Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today's recipe is going to be a requested one, vegan sour cream, which is cultured so it has all the benefits of fermented foods. The base for this sour cream consists of soaked cashews. Not only are cashews neutral tasting, but they're also creamy when blended and their white color is just perfect for this recipe. I'm using raw cashews, but they're actually not raw. If you're using truly raw cashews, and yes, there are places that sell truly raw cashews, you might want to boil them first. I talk a little bit more about raw cashews and the reasons why you might want to boil them for this recipe on my blog. The link is in the description box below this video if you're interested. Once your cashews are soaked and drained, add them to a high-speed blender together with some water. Blend on high until you get a smooth cashew cream. I should also mention that all the kitchen tools that come into contact with the sour cream ingredients should be sterilized or at least washed with soap and hot water. This will ensure that you're not introducing any bad bacteria into the sour cream. Transfer the cashew cream into a glass bowl and add some lactic acid bacteria. I'm using 2 probiotic capsules here with different strains of bacteria for a more complex flavor. You might be wondering why I haven't added the probiotics into the blender with the cashews. There are 2 reasons. First, the friction of the blender produces heat. If you're blending your cashews long enough, the temperature will easily exceed 110 degrees Fahrenheit and kill your probiotics. Second, the blades of the blender are metal, which can react with cultured food. So, to be safe, try to stay away from metal kitchen utensils when handling cultured food. Cover the bowl with a kitchen towel and let it sit at a room temperature for 24 to 48 hours. The longer you let it sit, the tangier your sour cream will be. There are many things you can do to speed up the culturing process, such as using an airtight lid, keeping the cashew cream in a warmer environment, using more probiotics, but again, you can read more about this on my blog. I'm adding a little bit of salt and some lemon juice to add more flavor. Normally, I add the salt into the cashew cream together with the probiotics because it prevents bad bacteria from growing during the initial stage of fermentation when the oxygen is used up and the newly introduced bacteria begin to reproduce. But I forgot, so I'm adding it now. Transfer the finished sour cream into a sterilized jar, cover it with a lid, and store it in the fridge for up to 5 days. And that's it, vegan cultured sour cream that is tangy, thick, and creamy. I don't share enough cultured or fermented recipes with you, and I totally should because they're so important, especially if you're trying to replace dairy. So for this taste test, I have real sour cream as well, just so that Tana can compare the two. And here is the cashew-based sour cream. Now, this is a full-fat version, so it's a bit thicker than the reduced fat version. So if you're used to the reduced fat version, it's going to be more similar to the cashew-based sour cream. Now, what do you think?
I think that this has more flavor overall and more texture, probably due to the fact that there's cashews in it.
Yes.
Yes. So the cashew version is saltier all around the palate. The dairy version is salty on the tip of your tongue. By the time it reaches the back of your palate, it's almost gone and it's more just texture. This is a whole lot more going on. Like I said, saltier, more flavorful, tangier, which I'm sure you can adjust with like lemon juice.
Yes, and even the salt. You can adjust the salt as well, just use less.
So I'd say that this is a superior recipe if you're doing if you're trying to flavor something. Like I'm picturing, my mom makes mashed potatoes with sour cream in it. That would be really good for that. That one wouldn't lend as much flavor. But this would be good for when you need to add flavor to a dish, is what my opinion is. And this one is like if you wanted to cool your palate down, if you had like nachos and habanero peppers and you're trying to like cool things off in your mouth, this would be better, maybe. That's what I think.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.